Hello, everybody. Welcome to Everything Minnesota Adapted with the soccer state tournament quickly approaching. I figured we go over some formations here, right? I mean, come on, it's soccer. Formations are part of the game, and yeah, I'm Caden. We've got Reese here, as always.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, so this is going to be part one. This is a CI video. This is the CI video. Or at least for recording this first. I might put out the PI video first. I'm not quite sure yet, but this is either part one or part two. This is the CI half. So, starting off, we have the 3-2-1 formation. So, obviously, first number is defense. We have the left back, we've got the center back, and we've got the right back. I believe that's what they call them in actual soccer. I'm kind of going off of what they're
Yep.
calling them in actual soccer here. Obviously, goalie and net, because the goalie should almost always be in the net. And some people might even call this the 3-0-2-1 because we've got wingers here instead of like midfielders. But I would just say it's the 3-2-1. And yeah, so here's how the 3-2-1 would work. So you've got a striker up top, right? Now, I would actually recommend having one of the wingers take the kickoff. And here's why. So, kick it all the way down into the corner the striker's at. If you would prefer your left winger to take the kickoff, kick it into the left corner and have the striker go down and get it. If you would rather have the right winger take the kickoff, that's fine too. Obviously, it would just be the opposite. And then striker goes down and gets it. And now what I would like to see is a setup kind of like this, right? So you have one wing here, another wing kind of backing up, right? So the striker has three options, really. Either shoot it on net and hope it goes in, pass it over to the winger and then have him or her shoot it on net, or pass it to the wing up top.
Just so you know, my Wi-Fi is being a little buggy right now. I'm trying to get it fixed, so...
University Wi-Fi, everybody.
Yep, university Wi-Fi at its finest. But, hey, we're still here, so...
We're still here. Hey, he's still here. Anyway,
Yep.
so, yeah, I mean, and the striker could also pass it up to the other winger who maybe they could take a shot on net, pass it back to the striker who takes a shot, pass it back to the left wing who passes it to the striker. There's so many options that you can do down here. And while this is all happening, you could even have one of your defense kind of pinch up and have the other two defense kind of pinch up with them. Not as much, but, about to midway between the halfway mark and the goal line.
Yep.
So that, if it does get cleared, you've got somebody here waiting for you. And then they can pass it across, you can pass it back, they could pass it up. Strikers should almost always be down here, though. Say they do clear it all the way down and it goes to the goalie. So, what's the goalie's job? Get it to one of the wingers. As soon as the goalie gets it, yes. Wingers get ready on the sides and then have both defenses, both the left and right defense, be open in the corners in case the winger is occupied, if the winger is covered. If the winger isn't covered, goalie should always throw it to one of the wings. Either wing works, preferably to the one there should be one of the sides has a bigger wall than the normal, like, small foam boards that we're used to. So whichever side has the big wall, and then they take it down the field, pass if you need to, and then it's just back to the offensive side. And strikers should always be down here in case if So, like, say other team has it, we'll just, I don't know, put a few players in here to say the other team has it. First off, always pressure. Always pressure. Make the ball carrier pressure. Make the ball carrier feel pressured. They have to make a quick decision. Could be a bad one, right? Or it could be a good one. Most of the time it's going to be a bad one if they have to make a decision quickly. So, say, let's see here. Say they clear it down. Say wingers down here, wingers down here. Let's just put a few more players out here just so that we can show, like, where everybody is. So there you go, right? Player 1 has the ball. Now, who should be the one pressuring number 1 here? I would say the right wing. The right back kind of guards, and then make sure both other backs are on the wing, or you can have the left winger come all the way down. 5 can be open because, like, 5's more of a defense, we would assume. So if 1 has the ball and tries to pass it to 3, oh no, left winger's there. Can't do that. Tries to just through pass it to 3. Hopefully left winger can get the ball and preferably clear it down and then have a battle in the corner with the striker and whoever else gets the ball from way down here. Maybe they try a shot on net. Goalie should stop it from that range, or right back should block it, center back should block it, somebody should block it, right? Or, best case scenario, right wing steals the ball, and then all of a sudden you're on the attack. So, yeah, honestly, the 3-2-1, probably the most simple. There are some complicated parts about it, but that's probably the most simple one that I have here. Reese, do you have any extra notes? Anything else I should touch on with the 3-2-1?
I mean, yeah, it's honestly probably the most simple and, like, most easy formation to understand, and I see why a lot of teams use it. I mean,
yes.
For example, the Coyotes even, like, they have that. They have the 3 in the back, the 2 wingers, and then the striker up top. Like, and then you see the 3 backs pressuring, and then the 2 wings up the sides, and then they will find that striker down the middle looking for opportunities. I mean, I'm sure there's other teams that use it. They're just the
yes, there are
that I have watched and have seen, so that's why I threw them out there.
Yeah, so I know the Rams, Mounds View, Arndale, Roseville, they also use the 3-2-1. Yeah, it is really a simple formation. It's simple to understand. You just got to really know, like, where to be and then where to pass the ball to. And I'm going to say this now instead of later. Going to say this now. So, if you have time, like, say left winger has the ball, you know, there's one guy here, right? You've got time. Dribble it down. You don't have to get rid of the ball right away. That makes me mad when wingers got the ball, got a bit of time. If nobody's pressuring you, get closer to the net, you know? And then once somebody does start pressuring you, you can pass it. Somebody starts pressuring them. Let a little through pass in through here, and then boom, look at this. 2-on-1, and since there's no offsides in adapted soccer, all of a sudden you have a breakaway and it's just in the net, right? So, yeah, I mean, 3-2-1, it's probably the best formation for CI, but there's other formations out there too. Let me go into my collection out here. Let's go on to the, what do you think, the 2-1-1-2, 2-1-2-1?
I like the 2-1-1-2.
2-1-1-2, all right.
Yeah.
2112. Let's make sure that my OBS is still working. It absolutely is. So the 2112 again is just 2 defense, 1 defensive middle, 1 attacking middle, and then that's the worst 2 I've ever drawn. Oh my god, that was awful. All right. And then 2 on the attack, right? So first off, let's just start with the kickoff. Let's say, I don't know. I also am going to draw the goalies half circle, whatever you want to call it. That's not what these are. This is like the box. You know how we have the box, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's just, I know those are awful half circles, but I digress. So let's say the other team's playing the one that we were just talking about, the 3-2-1. Right? There we go. Sorry I didn't set that up ahead of time. Didn't even think about setting it up ahead of time. So on the kickoff, the attacking middle should take the kickoff. You can kick it down to either side, preferably whichever side has the better passer. Now, when you kick it down, chances are they're going to get to the ball before you do. All right? And once that happens, just pressure them. If it goes up the wall, that's why you should be over here. Probably one of the wings will be on them. You know, say it goes up the wall. Boom. Attacking middle has it. Awesome. So now what should everybody do here? Well, right wingers should be open, preferably on the back door. Back door is always dangerous, right?
Yes.
7 for the opposing team, probably down in your end somewhere. 5 might be over here. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about them yet.
Oh, yeah, then.
So attacking middle has it, right? Left wing's kind of open. Maybe not totally open because 4 should be on him. If you're not totally open as left wing, you just got to move until you are. Say you get open right in the center. Boom. And then they're going to have 2 guys on you almost immediately. Attacking middle kind of switches with the left wing. All of a sudden, look who's open. Boom. Right wing on the back door, and it's in the net. Say you have to play some defense, right? Say the ball gets past the left wing after the kickoff, you know, and now 6 has the ball. Defensive middle should pressure 6 a little bit. Attacking middle should get on 5. 7's probably going to get open. Right back's on him. Left back should be protecting, or should kind of be backing up the defensive middle. If they just clear it down, which a lot of teams do, who gets it? The left back, obviously, right? Now, left back can either use the leg and clear it all the way down. I wouldn't recommend that. I would say pass it to the defensive middle or whoever else is open. Defensive middle, if you've got the ball in this situation, carry it down a little bit, but you don't want to go too far, right? I would say get maybe 10 feet from the line. Say like 10 feet's probably, I don't know. Whatever you would say is about 10 feet from the center line, right? And then try not to go anymore. Attacking middle, get open. And then all of a sudden, you know, you've got 2 guys in the box, wide open pretty much. You probably have at least 1 person on you, pressuring you. You know, 6 is probably over here because they were on the defensive middle. And then 3 and 4 is probably like that. What's the best pass in this situation? Do you... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Do you pass it back to the defensive middle? Do you try to hook a pass through here? Oh, I didn't even know you could do that with this. Okay. Do you pass it to the wall and hope it bounces in your favor? Do you pass it to the other wall and hope it bounces in your favor? Or do you try to make a pass to the right wing? Reese, what would you say is the best option?
I would say the passing into the defensive midfielder. And then going back to your point about the left back getting the ball,
Yep.
about either kicking it down or bringing it up. Like, bring it up, but don't bring it up too much to where you
Yes.
find yourself getting caught in a position where you can't get back, and that leaves your goalie just out to dry.
Yep.
Because for me, as a former player, as a former defender myself,
Yep.
I often found myself like carrying the ball up too far, and then either A, I make a bad pass, or B, I turn it over because I'm lazy with the ball, and then all of a sudden they're off the other way, and I can't get back in time, and that just leaves the goalie and the defense in a bad situation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously I was the goalie, and Reese here was my defenseman, or sweeper as we called him. And yeah, when he turned the ball over, it was never great. Yeah, the offense did get by him quite a few times, but obviously, I'm back here and I saved most of them. But yeah, that does happen. If it happens, it's one goal at the worst case scenario. It's only one goal. You can get it back, right?
Yeah.
But I digress. So anyway, reset defensive middle. Now what I would have said is actually go to this wall over here. Now, yes, you gotta kind of hope for a good bounce, right? Say it ends up here. Well, guess what? Right winger has it, and there's almost nobody on him. Right winger has a clear shot to the goal. And then say, a couple people overcommit. Guess what? You've got somebody on the back door just for that. Or you can just take the shot. Probably safer just to take the shot. I would say just take the shot. And, hey, say goalie lets up a rebound. Boom. That's why you're there in front of the net. Now, obviously, in this situation, you should never try to force it to the left winger in this situation. You should never try to force it to the left winger. Somebody's going to be there. Somebody's going to be in the lane eventually. You could get it back to your defensive midfielder. Problem is, 6 is already there. And it's going to be probably about the same exact situation, if not even worse. Defensive midfielder could try to lob one to the right winger. Bit risky, but doable. Now, say they do get possession and, dribble it down to here, right? Defensive midfielder should always be on the guy with the ball. Attacking midfielder could even come back and help with defense a little bit. Make sure that whichever side with the ball, say 7 is like down here, right? Make sure you're covering somebody unless if you are the back on the side of the ball, right? So in this case, right back should be on 7, attacking midfielder should be on 5, defensive midfielder should be on 6. You can switch the sides of attacking and defending midfielder, really up to you, doesn't matter as long as somebody's there, right? So now 6 can't force one past the left back, you can't force a pass to 7, you can't force a pass to 5. So you gotta just dribble it down until the ball gets taken away, or you're forced to make even a backwards pass. Backwards passes aren't necessarily great, but sometimes they're forced. And yeah, I mean, there's really nothing the offense can do with this 2-1-1-2 in this scenario. Say 5 even goes down more, defensive midfielder is just going to stay on him. The defensive midfielder should always be further back than the attacking midfielder, but that's not a huge issue if you know what you're doing, right? So, yeah, that's really all I've got for the 2-1-1-2. Do you have anything else that I might have missed, Reese?
Not really, but I mean, yeah, like I would just say always cover the biggest like threat
Yes.
to the ball. So like 2, 3, and 4 you don't really need to worry about. It's really 6 has the ball, cover 5 or 7.
Yes.
And then, like you said, back on the side of the ball, pressures with the midfielder, pressures the ball with the midfielder, or backs up the midfielder in case they get beat.
Yep. And there is one problem with being like in the direct line of fire, because so the goalie's field of vision, you know, the goalie's trying to see the ball at all times. The goalie's field of vision is going right into your back. Kind of hard to see the ball. It's possible to see the ball, but it's a bit difficult to see the ball. Trust me, as a goalie myself, I always flamed Reese for this in particular.
Oh, so many times.
I understand that he was just trying to block the ball, which I understand, and I completely agree with. You should be trying to block the ball. But you gotta let your goalie see the ball as well, because if the goalie can't see the ball, how do you expect the goalie to make a save? Right? So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got for the 2-1-2. Let's move on to what do I have next? The 2-1-2-1. So, start with the kickoff strategy. Let me get all the markings in here first, because I didn't even think about doing that. Hit! And then, again, for this, let's just say that they're playing a 3-2-1 setup. Right? And what was this one? This was the 2-1-2-1, right?
2-1,
so the
2-1.
1, 2, 1. Right? Same thing. 2 backs, 1 defensive midfielder, 2 attacking midfielders, and 1 striker. Now, on the kickoff, again, same thing. Whichever side the striker feels more comfortable with is the side that should be kicked off to. Now, you might be asking, Caden, why should the striker not just take the kickoff? Say nobody touches it, and the striker touches it again. All of a sudden, that's a free kick for the other team. So, you would rather have one of your midfielders take the kickoff and then kick it all the way down for the striker to get it. So, again, like, say they're all pinching over, you know. Say everybody's doing their job, attacking midfielders up here. Now, you're in a bit of a predicament if you get the ball here. What are you supposed to do? And that is a great question, honestly. I was goalkeeper. I was never in this situation where you've got one guy pressuring you, one guy about to pressure you. You can't push it up the wall because you've got guy there. This guy's just in the middle of nowhere. You don't want this guy to get the ball. And then this guy is honestly the most annoying because you can't get the ball. You can't really get the ball to the attacking midfielder without either 3 or 2 getting it, right? So, what are you supposed to do? Trust your dribbling power. I know it sounds a bit weird, but trust your dribbling
Or just
power. Yes?
bank it. Here's what I would do. I would just say, like, try and, like, bank it off the wall.
Like this wall? This wall, I'm assuming?
The back wall.
The back. Oh, I like it. Yes, I see what you're going for. Yes. Either trust
That's what I tried to do most of the time was kick it off the wall and then hope it either pops out to either the right attacking mid or the left attacking mid, or if not, go get it yourself and then go for another shot.
Yeah, we used to practice this all the time too, right? Just bank it off the wall and then try to get around the midfield or the defender. Then all of a sudden, guess who's got free reins on the net? Now, yes, it's a sharp angle shot, but hey, the attacking midfielder, if this happens, you can pinch all the way down into the box. And then when the
You
ball,
just can't be in the circle.
you can't be in the crease unless if the ball is in the crease. You can be in the crease if the ball is.
Nope.
So the striker just has to pass it through the crease, and then all of a sudden, boom, that's a goal. 100 times out of 100, right? The only time it's, well, I would say 99 times out of 100, because if 2 notices this, and then boom, and then it goes all the way down, right? Or the goalie's really good and dives over, and, you know, it's a bit of a problem then. But, you know, stuff like that will happen. So that's the kickoff play, right? Say that doesn't work. Say 4 gets control of the ball and passes it up to 6. Attacking midfielders right there. Say they get past them. That's where the That's where the defending midfield. Defending midfielder comes into play, right? Now, obviously, they're going to get back into position. Striker should probably be around here, right? Striker should never go even close to the midline. Striker should always be in the attacking half of the field, or Jim in this case. So, yeah, 6 is going down with the ball. Say they get past the attacking midfielder. That's why the defending midfielder is there. Now, if you're on the other side of the ball, I would recommend the striker, because this would be striker here, right? Get on the wall and then just pass it up. If that does happen, left back's there, right back's there, and then the attacking midfielder should actually go ahead and be a defending midfielder for a bit until they can switch back, right? And then striker, you know, getting pressured, tries to make a pass over, that's why you're defending, and then boom, 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 right? Say 6 comes down with them, the midfielder that was originally on 6, and now it kind of becomes a 2-2-1-1, almost. But you can afford that in this situation because you don't want to let up a goal ever, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be very hard for them to get a goal in this situation because you can't really pass it back because one person's there. You can't really pass it forward or even a little bit back because other midfielders there. And, you know, it does kind of swap into a 2-2-1-1, but that is totally fine. You want to keep your formation intact as much as possible, but if you can't, nothing to be worried about. Just make sure do not swap until you absolutely have, or until it's safe to, right? Say goalie gets the ball. That's why attacking midfielders are already down here, right? Defensive midfielder comes back to protect the middle. And then, again, it's basically the same as the 3-2-1. Not quite the same, but it's basically the same, right? If both of these guys are covered, you can throw it over to one of your backs. Never throw it up the middle. Never throw it up the middle. Because all of a sudden, striker's there, boom, boom. Not good. So if you can, get it to one of your attacking midfielders and have them carry the ball down. If you can't get it to one of your attacking midfielders, that's why your defense is in the corners. And that's really all I've got for the 2-1-2-1. Reese, anything that I might have missed?
No, but like you were saying, if nothing's open, always throw it to in the corners.
Yes.
Safest play you can make. Absolutely the safest play you can make in that situation. No, there's no risk. There's no need to throw it up the middle and then risk giving up a goal.
Yes.
Especially during the state tournament, there's absolutely no reason for that. Make the safe play, throw it in the corners if you have to.
So
if the wingers are open, throw it to the wingers.
Throw it to a wing, yes, 100%. And Another thing is, say like they are going all out attack, say they really need a goal. It's still not safe to throw it to the center, right? Keep it for as long as you can in your hands, which is 6 seconds. You can hold it for 6 seconds as a goalie. 6 seconds, I just read the rule book. Rochester, for whatever reason, thinks it's 10 and 6. So,
and yet they don't get called for it, which is stupid.
Well, they do, but the counting mechanism is different for every referee. That's a different story. So say everybody is covered.
I guess that's true.
You know what the safest play here is? Waste as much time as possible. You can throw it out of bounds. You can throw it across the center line. This does only work if there is a more than 2 goal differential, though. So say like they are going all out attack. There's like 3 minutes left in the game, and they're up 3. You're up 3-0. Throw it out of bounds. You don't have much to lose. If they get a goal off of the free kick, it's an indirect free kick, so they can't really get a goal off of the free kick. But if everybody's covered, your best play is to give them the ball after wasting a bit of time. Right? That does only work if there is either A, more than 2 minutes left on the clock, or B, there is a more than a 2 goal differential with 2 minutes on the clock or less. So there you go. In the second half. That's second half only, obviously. So yeah, just throw it all the way across the center line. Hey, Rainbow Six Siege is available to play. Throw it out of bounds. Preferably throw it across the center line, because that's a longer free kick than it would be from here. But either one works. We can talk about free kicks later. And yeah, let's just move on to the 1-2-2-1. So 1, 2, that's too long of a line. 2, 1, sorry for my awful drawing. Now, thing about the 1-2-2-1 is there is a weakness. There is a pretty big weakness. Say, you're all in your positions down the field, right, and they have the ball. Can you spot a weakness here? Look at all this open space in the center. It's a lot of open space. So sometimes you might have to clog the middle with defensive middles, or, something, or defensive midfielders, you know what I mean. Something along those lines, but anyway, I digress. Kickoff strategy, again, is the same as the last few we've been talking about. Whichever side the striker feels more comfortable on. Me put all of the fielders in play here, because I keep forgetting to do that. Alright. So yeah, again, like, whichever side the striker feels more comfortable on. And this is pretty much the same play as the last one we did, the 1-2-2, or the 2-1-2-1?
2-1-2, yep. 2-1-2-1.
It's pretty much the exact same, right? In fact, it basically is the exact same. Only now, say they get the ball and, they get it to 5. You now have 2 defensive midfielders here. So you don't need one of your attacking midfielders to come back and defend as much, because, hey, you've already got 2 guys back. Right? So it's the same situation. 5 dribbles the ball down a little bit. Attacking midfielder is always pressuring him. This other attacking midfielder should be open make sure you are open. Striker should also be open, maybe not as open down here a little bit. In case of the attacking midfielder gets the ball, always pass it to your other attacking midfielder. Always. Pass it to your other attacking midfielder. And then striker, just look for an opportunity to get in and, score.
Nothing.
It's your job as a striker. Score goals. Right? Anyway, say 5 keeps the ball, gets off the attacking midfielder, defending midfielders back. Make number 5 make the first move. Never make the first move yourself, because say you move that way, 5 will move this way, and then all of a sudden, it's a 2-on-1. You don't want that. So make 5 make the first move. 5 goes towards the wall, you go towards the wall. 5 goes away from the wall, you go away from the wall. Really is that simple. 5 tries to pass it, that's why the center back's on number 7. And then passes it to the attacking midfielder, right? Say the ball's in the corner. 5 is on it. If the defending midfielder has to come all the way back to the corner to do it, but you would rather have your center back be the one who is always in the back line, right? Always have him or her be as far back as possible, unless if, again, defending midfielder's already on the person, then it's totally fine for center back to just keep on covering 7. Make sure 7's covered, make sure 6 is covered. Attacking midfielders, you can come down a little bit. And, yeah, there is another problem that I'm just now noticing, because, well, maybe it's not a huge problem. Defending midfielders should be open on the sides. It should be the defending midfielders, not the attacking midfielders. Try to get open. If you have to go more into the center, that's fine. Don't go too far into the center. Now, so if you can't get it to one of your defensive midfielders, what should you do? Call the center back over to one of the corners and then have them pass it down. If you can get it to one of your defensive midfielders, guess what? Pass. You get the idea. And all of a sudden, it's a 3-on-3 attack down the field. It's awesome, right? And yeah, that's probably the shortest one yet. Do you have anything else on the 1-2-2-1?
I would say for that, it's very prone to counterattack potential, because
Easily.
let's say
yes, 100%.
The midfielders are caught up way too far or further than they should be.
Yes.
All of a sudden, ball squirts free, somebody else is there, counterattack the other way.
Yeah, and it's just a 3-on-1, which obviously is not good, which is why it's risky, but it also works most of the time. So yes, it's risky until they figure out how to counter it. Once they figure out how to counter it, you got to go to one of the other formations. It really is as simple as that. And yeah, with that, I think that's all of the ones that we have for
I think we have one that's all out.
Yeah, we've got all out attack, and then I do have a defensive rock. I would have to go over to my other tactical board account for that, but I can do that pretty easily. So, all out attack in reality is just a 2-1-3 or a 2-1-2-1 aggressive. Right? Notice how the goalie is not in his crease, first of all, because the crease would only be about that. Other crease be about that. That's way too big. Oh my god, they're both way too big. Jesus. That's awful. Oh my god, I am so sorry. Never draw with a mouse, okay? Good enough. So, all out attack, say they're still playing the 3-2-1 here, right? just get all of them here. And now this one, you don't have. You can let the striker take the kickoff because guess what? The wings are going right down with you. It's an all-out attack. Your goal is to get a goal, right? The defense should even play up to the line. The goalkeeper should even play up here. You have to get a goal. This is one where you have to score. All right, that's your entire goal. You need a goal. Like, it's a one-goal game, 1 minute left. Right? This is the all-out attack. So 2's on the winger, 3's taking the striker, 4's on the right winger, and then one of their midfielders, maybe even both of their midfielders are on the attacking middle. Guess what? One of your defense could even come back because, again, and this is exactly what I said in one of our hockey games last season. I think there was 40 seconds left, maybe even less, maybe like 20 seconds.
Yep. I definitely remember this. It was the first game against
it was the
Brainerd,
first game of the season. It was against Brainerd. We were down 3-2 with like 30 seconds left, right?
Yeah.
And I told Reese and our other 2 players that were out there,
Just go.
Go.
Just fly.
it doesn't matter if they score, it does matter if we score. Right? So just go. Just all the way down. Don't be offside. Try not to be offsides. That would be a bit unfortunate. Try not to be offsides, but just go. We can score. We didn't, but we could. And we did get a chance, but we were offsides. So yeah, so if you need to pass it back, say 6 is there, other center back comes and, they're just on you, they're pressuring you, they are on everybody, everybody's getting pressured. Uh-oh. There's one more guy on the field with you. Goalkeeper, you ain't a goalkeeper anymore. You need to score a goal.
No, don't do that. In that case, kick it down and just
hope. Yeah.
Yeah. Either it hits the wall, bounces back, or there's a scrum in the corner.
Yeah.
But whatever you do, don't pass it back to your goalkeeper.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm a bad influence. Hey, I've done that in a couple of games, though, have I not? I've been pulled before.
Yeah, you have, but like...
Let's see, Minneapolis, Rochester... It almost worked against Rochester. It didn't, but it almost did. Anyway, I digress. Just pray at this point. If everybody's covered, just pray. It's going to be hard to score a goal. Possible, but hard to score a goal. And now I hate to say this, but figure out who the weakest defender is on the other team, right? Say it's number 2. Make sure the left wing has the ball and dribble around number 2. Say it's number 3. Make sure striker gets the ball and tries to dribble around 3. Or you can try to draw a different defender over, and if there's 2 on you, that means there's nobody on another person. Boom. And then just hope for a goal, really. That's the point of the all-out attack. Score a goal. Nothing else matters. Just score. It's your entire job. Score a goal. All-out attack, just score. Just try to get a goal. If you can't, it's fine. Doesn't matter if they score. It matters if you score, though. Right? And hey, if the coach says goalie can come out, all I'm saying it... No, don't. All right. With that, I've got one more...
Well, maybe in that case, the keeper...
Yeah, go ahead.
Back to him, just act as like a sweeper keeper and just keep it down there. Like
Yeah.
if it somehow rolls back, the keeper can just kick it down there and
Yeah.
act as like a
Sweeper almost.
Kinda
Yeah.
kind of like what I was.
Yeah. So, and then this is the defensive rock. This is the final one of this video. Defensive rock. It's really just a... It's really just a 3-2-0-1. It's just a glorified 3-2-0-1, right? Say you get the kickoff, you kick it down, get on it, but you don't really have to pressure all that much. You should be pressuring, but not as much as you normally would, because your goal now is to not give up a goal, right? So, say they're coming down, you know, that's why you've got the defensive middles, you've got the center back pressuring, and, like, they're probably going all-out attack if they need a goal. So just make sure you're covering somebody. That's like the big thing. Again, it always comes back to make sure you're covering somebody. Right? If you're not covering somebody, what are you doing? Or if you don't know where you're supposed to be, just kind of collapse back towards the net. If you want to be a collapsing defender, that does work. Just collapse towards the net and start blocking and kicking it down. Start blocking, kicking it down, block and kick it down. Goalie gets it. Again, you know, just throw it to the side. If they get it, it's fine. Don't let up a free kick, though. Whatever you do, do not foul, especially not in the box. God, that would be bad. But yeah, you get the idea. I mean, it's just, again, like, make sure that you're cover somebody, and yeah, you'll see that one guy is always in the offensive zone, or one person's always in the offensive zone. You should be as far back as their furthest back player is, because you are also covering somebody. Only thing is, you're not covering them like it, you know, like these guys in the back are. You know, you should be either covering somebody or collapsing towards the net if you don't know what else to do. Just form a wall, I guess. Like, it's probably not the best idea, but hey, if the ball can't get around you, it can't get in the net, right? So, yeah, striker should be as far back as their furthest back player is, wherever that may be. And yeah, that's pretty much all that I've got for defensive rock. Do you have anything else that I might have missed, Reese?
Not really. I mean, you really don't need to pressure. It's just like all the playing defense, not letting anything up. Like,
Yes.
just make sure your goalie can see
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah, we've touched on that earlier. Yes, absolutely. As a goalkeeper, I really like when I can see the ball, and I dislike when I can't see the ball. It just makes our job so much harder when we can't see the ball. Have you ever seen a blind goalkeeper play goalkeeper in regular soccer? Or hockey, for that matter? I don't think so. God, I can't even imagine how difficult that would be. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
A blind goalkeeper. Although, to be fair, I heard a story in the PI division, I want to say 2002, St. Paul Humboldt Hawks. Their pitcher was mostly blind. And they won the state championship, so...
Huh.
You know, who knows what could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much all we've got. I'm actually going to... I do not have a Google Slides open. Well, what I'm going to do then is... see here. There it is. So, yeah, that's really all we've got. If you want to contact me, everythingminnesotaadapted@gmail.com or on X at allmnadapted. You can contact Reese on Instagram at Northstar Adaptive. And with that, thank you all for watching the CI part of it, the CI part of the formations videos. We will be recording the PI videos in about, well, probably about 2 minutes or so. So, thank you all for watching. Wish you all the best on this upcoming state tournament. We will do another video before then. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.